Hello and welcome to Miss Charlotte Astrology. My name is Charlotte. I'm a full-time working astrologer, and on this channel I analyze the astrological charts of public figures. And very often they are celebrities, and that will be the case today as I'll be looking at a synastry chart of two very famous women who I guess you could say are arch nemesis, rivals. Of course, I'm talking about singer and actress Selena Gomez and influencer, model, and Nepo baby Hailey Bieber. So this is I'm doing this because you guys requested it. I just put out a Justin and Selena synastry, and I asked if you guys wanted me to do a Selena and Hailey synastry. So here we are. By the way, I'm getting I can't even, I've lost count of how many people have asked me to do a Selena and Benny Blanco synastry, and it's already done. I did it like in 2023. I did it at the end of 2023. So it's there. It's an iconic couples playlist. So go there and you can see it. I may update it at some point. We'll see. But it is there. So go find it. Anyway, yeah, want to have a look at their chemistry, see if there's any jealousy here, and figure out potentially how they feel about each other, and yeah, maybe what went on between them and Justin. Yeah, isn't that crazy? That because I'm looking at this synastry, had Justin Bieber not been the boy that came between them, they would probably get along with each other, actually. So we're going to have a look at that. Before I dive in, I just want you guys to know that I do offer readings. I do 60-minute in-person readings via Zoom, where we tear up your chart, we laugh, we cry, it's gorgeous. And then I also do recorded readings. I do 15-minute full chart readings, transit readings, and synastry readings. And then I do 5-minute focus readings for a specific part of your chart or a specific area of your life you would like insight into. And then I do have YouTube members where you can get extra content on there, like other celebrity readings and also like educational content. So placements through the signs and things like that. And yeah, that's the best way to support me. If you don't want to do any of that, please like, subscribe, comment, help me with the algorithm. I would love to get to 10,000 soon. I'm about to hit 7,000, so thank you so much for your support, guys, and I really appreciate you guys that are binge watching my videos and interacting with the content, because it gives me a payday from YouTube, so I really appreciate it. It keeps my lights on and helps me keep going with this. So yeah, all right, so let's dive in and have a look at the synastry between these two. So Selena is the inner ring, she's the blue planet, and Hailey is the outer ring, she's the red planet. So you can see here that Selena is a Cancer sun at 29 degrees, and she's got a Leo rising, Venus, and Mercury. Selena also has a Mars in Taurus, a midheaven in Taurus, and a moon in Aries. Hailey has a sun in Sagittarius with Mercury and a rising, and she has a Venus at the energetic degree in Libra, the 29th degree, and Chiron. So they both have Chiron with their Venus, which is kind of wild. We'll dive into that. And she has her moon in Aries as well. So they both share the same moon, and they both also have a part of fortune in Taurus, which is really, really interesting. So yeah, yeah, okay. And Hailey also has a Virgo Mars and a Virgo midheaven. All right, so let's dive deeper into the chart. Okay, so jealousy. Hailey's Lilith conjunct Selena's Leo placements. All right, based on this this Lilith conjunction with all of Selena's placements, I think Hailey idolized Selena. Selena's a few years older, right? And Selena was famous before Hailey was. So I say this as someone that also has a Lilith and Leo in the 9th house. I've got the same placement as Hailey myself. Leo placements they're kind of iconic on their own anyway, but there's a lot of admiration there. Placements in your 9th house are gonna expand your consciousness and expand you philosophically, spiritually, intellectually, all of those things. And when someone sits there on your Lilith, I think they capture your imagination, and there could be a lot of love here more from afar. But if you if you engage with someone who has placements on your Lilith, you may develop resentment or jealousy towards them. You may want what they have. I mean, here there's a Lilith's Mercury ascendant, so like there may be envy or jealousy around Selena's physical appearance, style. She wants what she has. I can see that with this, but at the same time, there's still like admiration and potential some form of love here. Yeah. And also, she's got a vertex, and I talk about vertex being, the second descendant. It's the placement that indicates, potential like a soulmate kind of love, but also something that is disastrous. There could be a lot of hate there too. There could be a lot of love, and there could be a lot of hate with this vertex. And if someone has a placement on your vertex and her sun, it's in an outer sign conjunction with this vertex, it's like this cataclysmic, catastrophic energy here. There could be a lot of love and there could be a lot of hate. And at the same time, yeah, there's potentially a lot of envy here. And yeah, I think Hailey looks up to Selena and then simultaneously resents her and is jealous of her based on what I'm seeing here. Yeah. So some what do you call it? That relationship between a celebrity and her fans. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing here. There's like Hailey looks up to Selena and then wants to be her, and maybe that explains why there's a bit of copying going on here, like copying styles, tattoos. It's kind of wild. Yeah. There's also a Mars Jupiter conjunction. Remember, Mars is the phallus. Mars is it's aggression, it's sex, yes, but it's also like that ambitious energy. And because it's in the same sign as the midheaven, this is her being a businesswoman. This is, Hailey is a very competitive and determined person. Like, just based on this placement, I think she really wants to do business. She wants to do business well. And it's really interesting that her Mars lies in this conjunction with Jupiter in Selena's second house. Like these are money houses, business houses, and the similarities between their businesses is really interesting to me. Selena has a beauty business, it's beauty and makeup, right? And I think Hailey's is more, it's beauty, but it's more towards skincare. But they're not far off from each other, right? And also Selena's Jupiter sits really close to this midheaven. It basically plays out in Hailey's 10th house, where an association with Selena Gomez is going to make her more visible. It's going to make her wealthier. I don't want to say that Hailey is riding on Selena's coattails, but had Hailey not ever been involved with Justin Bieber and didn't have this comparison to Selena Gomez, I don't think she would be as successful as she is. She's famous through association, even through her father, who isn't really that famous, but he's a bald one. Like, she's famous through association, and she built her empire, her business through that. Jupiter is an expansive energy. It's like a magnifying glass. It's gonna perpetuate whatever energy's there. And Mars is an ambitious planet. It's your phallus. So with a Jupiter sitting on there, it could either be, Hailey's either got a stiffy for her, or she's jealous of her, or she wants what she has, or she's angered by her, and it could be all of those things, really. So yeah, having Selena's Jupiter fall into will play out in Hailey's 10th house. That association is going to make Hailey more famous. And that's not to take away from Hailey's talents or anything like that, but Selena makes her more famous. Facts. If someone has a Jupiter or any kind of planet playing out in your 10th house, they're going to shine a light on you in the public, right? So yeah, it's very intense, this energy here. Selena makes her more visible, and also makes her jealous, envious, angry. Yeah. Inspired even. I think there might be some inspiration here. If she's not stealing or taking things, like she's inspired by. There's a lot of um, mixed feelings, I think, between these two, especially with Hailey, because I think she admires her and she, to a certain extent, wants to be her, and that explains a lot. The copying of the business, the tattoos, the clothes. Chaos. Hailey Sagittarius placements conjunct Selena's vertex. We have another vertex activation here, so something cataclysmic, something crazy. Hailey's. Let me know if you want me to do a Hailey reading on her own. Let me know if you want me to do that in the comments, okay? But Hailey has a lot of placements in Sagittarius. Like, so this Sun, Pluto, Mercury, Pallas Athena, actually, I know it's in the 12th, but it plays out in her first if we were look at a whole sign. So a lot of her abundance and all of the reason why she's so successful is because of a focus on her physical appearance. I always say that your ascendant's your face. And when you have a lot of first house placements, there's a strong connection to that physical body. And Mercury actually governs that midheaven. So a lot of her success and is going to derive from her physical appearance. I could also argue that about Selena because her midheaven ruler Venus is on her ascendant as well. So they're both stunning women. So yeah, it's just an interesting thing that I saw here. Now this all sits very close to Selena's vertex in the 5th house, disasters with dating. Having Hailey's heavy Sagittarius placements play out in Selena's 5th house of creativity. It's also a social house, so like parties and things like that. It makes a lot of sense because it seems that the trauma that has occurred on Selena's side, the trauma associated with Hailey has also been an inspiration to her creatively. Hailey is kind of like a muse, almost like an annoying muse, or it's a traumatic kind. There's a traumatic energy around it. It's not necessarily romantic, but Hailey may be a bit of a muse to Selena. Also quite irritating because the 5th house is dating, and wasn't Hailey attending the same parties as Selena attending. Like 5th house is creativity, and that would, that's like the premieres to her films. Hailey was there, present, hanging out. So yeah, interesting. There's an energy here of Selena being followed around a little bit, or maybe Hailey was just present. Maybe she was just there and it's all a coincidence, but she is in her 5th house and she's activating that vertex, and there's trauma there. Oof. And then, there's also this Venus with Chiron. So both of them have a Chiron-Venus conjunction. So their beauty is their beauty is something that is very visible. It's something that they're both praised for, something they're both famous for. I mean, especially with Hailey's Venus playing out in the 11th house. The thing is, it's also her greatest insecurity, that she potentially doesn't, I don't look like Selena, that is something that from when she was quite young was very upsetting to her. And it's also that Venus and Chiron conjunction. Yeah, there's an insecurity around physical appearance. She has had plastic surgery, right? It's very tastefully done if she has. This plays out in the 11th house, so her looks are going to be picked on. It's something she's going to be known for, but it's also something she's going to be picked on for. The Chiron in the 11th house is rejection by the public. If you look at Meghan Markle has her Chiron in the 11th, and she suffers. Her public image suffers. She's always wounded up there in the 11th house. The 11th house is the internet. I mean, I could argue that, Chiron in the 11th house is someone that is prone to cyberbullying and rejection by colleagues and things like that. It makes a lot of sense here for Hailey. Now, this plays out in Selena's 4th house. Her IC lies in Libra. It's really interesting because This is actually a really beautiful placement. When someone has placements in your fourth house, they feel like family. They feel like you can really love someone that has placements in your fourth house. That said, if you don't really know them that well, they can be too close for comfort. Like, what are you doing in my house? Like, get out. You're not invited. Yeah. If Justin Bieber wasn't around, if he didn't exist, and these two were hanging around each other and they had these charts, they'd probably be quite close because they have a lot of placements that do well together. Like, they've got like the Sagittarius and the Leo energy trines up. The Venus on the IC is quite lovely, and even Selena's moon, and we'll get there, moon sits in Hailey's fourth house of home as well. They both have fourth house energy. So I'm wondering how this is going to play out later down the line if Justin and Hailey don't stay together. Because these two, they're taco twins. They could compare notes. They could get very, very close. So at some point, we'll maybe. Messy money. Again, we have, placements, money houses. In this case, it's Selena's sixth house of everyday work and routine, and Hailey's second house of income. Those are joining up, and I'm wondering if one day they might collaborate on something. Could you imagine if Road and Rare got together and they did something together? It would go down so well. I don't think it's Capricorn, it's slow moving energy, so maybe this is going to take quite a while. But this is money making business deal energy. They would do so well to collaborate professionally. It can't happen yet, but if Justin leaves the picture, these girls, they're a force. They're a force to be read. They could, I don't want to say they'd be besties. I mean, I feel like they got potential to, but they could do quite well together. I was just thinking about it. They kind of remind me, it's not the same, but it's kind of a similar energy to Elizabeth Taylor and Debbie Reynolds. Do you know the story, you guys? I mean, not even I'm old enough to know this. I'm just a nerd that loves film history because I was a lonely child. But Elizabeth Taylor basically took Debbie Reynolds' husband, Eddie Fisher, and they were best friends. They were close, and then they had a falling out, obviously. And then eventually, when Eddie Fisher was kicked out, Eddie Fisher left the chat. When Eddie Fisher was gone, Elizabeth Taylor and Debbie Reynolds collaborated, and they ended up working, I think, in a couple of films or a film together, and they became friends afterwards. And so I wouldn't be surprised if that happens with these two, actually. And if maybe it doesn't have to be a film or anything, but it could be like a collaboration with their businesses with this energy. Oh my gosh, Jupiter in the second. They both have Jupiter in the second. Hailey's Jupiter in the second is playing out in Selena's sixth house of work with Neptune and Uranus. This is popularity. This is money, like a sudden, like a rush of money. This could do very, very well. So it is there. A battle of the Aries moons, and the Aries moons sits on. They both sit on Justin Bieber's Lilith. And remember, Lilith in Aries. Aries energy is the woman that's the energy of the woman that could destroy him. It's the woman that he wants to conquer, but it's the woman that could conquer him and destroy him. So that was Selena, and that is Hailey. These girls are emotionally quite similar. But he could be really good friends with this energy. Also, Selena's Aries moon sits in Hailey's fourth house. They both have soft, feminine, gorgeous planets sitting in each other's fourth houses. These girls could be bum chums. They're already taco twins. They could promote each other to bum chums. They could be really close one day. We'll see how this happens. I don't think it's anytime soon. I think maybe like after a decade or so. There needs to be like a decade or 2 decades or something. And I see that happening with these placements. There's a lot of love here. Hailey needs to go through a Saturn return. It's going to be rough. Not that I'm making a prediction because I'm not a false prophet and I'm not here for that. But I wouldn't be surprised when Selena gets married, because Saturn in Aries is going to swing through. It's going to swing through Selena's moon sign, and it's also going to hit her midheaven at some point because her midheaven's in Taurus. The next few years are going to be really interesting because I see her evolving in terms of her domestic sphere. Like, I see her getting married or living overseas, like changing homes. I've said that earlier. I could see her like moving and starting a family within the next 3 years. I know she can't carry her own children. She said that, but I wouldn't be surprised if she has children. And gets married during this period, during this 3-year transit. Hailey, I wouldn't be surprised if her marriage becomes very difficult and there are developments in that area. Not that I want to manifest anything bad for her, but, or Justin for that matter, but she's got Saturn on the IC. She got married very young. You know the rules. You don't get married before your Saturn return. I mean, the exceptions to everyone. I'm not saying you shouldn't get married before your Saturn return, but I mean, I would wait until that frontal lobe is like fully developed. Like, wait until 5 years after you turn 25 and then really know yourself, because your 20s are chaotic. But she got married way before her Saturn return. Saturn on the IC, her South Node is here. She followed in the footsteps of her mother and her father, she followed in the footsteps of her mother and married a man with a severe substance abuse problem. He's a man-child, and having a baby with him is quite difficult because now she's raising 2 babies. When she turns 30, she might get really sick of that. As she approaches 30, she's getting sick of it right now. So her Saturn return is going to be really, really interesting. I think that it's going to make her understand Selena a lot more. I think, that's why I think these two are going to get together. I think there's going to be a lot of understanding once they're both through their Saturn return. Selena's done with her. She's been done with hers for a while. Let Hailey grow up. I think Hailey's going to see why Selena didn't want to marry Justin or didn't want to be with Justin. Because I don't think Justin dumped Selena. I think Selena said no to him. Because he's the type, he's got a lot of Pisces, a lot of Libra. He's codependent. He needs anyone. I need a warm body, anywhere, now. Selena's my first choice. That's the one that moves on real quick. So, it's really interesting because with this situation, when Justin and Hailey got married, it's like Hailey had won. She'd won him. And Selena was the loser in this situation. It was like, and then now Selena's winning. And Hailey and Justin are down here. It's not doing too good. So yeah. We'll see how this Saturn and Aries transit goes. Rough. It's very rough. So yeah, this is a whole chart. I see a lot of potential for friendship, and I know that there's jealousy. Here's the thing: I've got a friend who has a Lilith and Aries, and we have a fantastic relationship. We just shouldn't be chasing the same man. That's all. A man could mess around with that energy, but I kind of say all the nasty Aries stuff that she wishes she could say because she's a Libra. One of my best friends, she's a Libra with an Aries Lilith. She's like, I love hanging out with Aries women because they're the bad girls that I wish I could be. And I think, with women, with Lilith conjunctions with personal placements, it doesn't always have to be jealousy. It could be, harmless, light envy. It can play out as jealousy if it's really toxic and there's something in the way, but like a man or something. But there's a lot of love here that could develop between them. Her son's in her, Selena's son is in Hailey's 8th house, which is a very intimate house. I think Selena has it more than Hailey realizes. Selena has a very deep understanding of what it's like to be with Justin. I wouldn't be surprised if Selena feels pity or feels sorry for Hailey for having to deal with all of that. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that. Please put some more suggestions. Do you want to see an update on Benny Blanco and Selena? Watch my other video first. Or maybe I could do a composite chart for Benny Blanco and Selena. And also, do you want me to do a Hailey reading by itself? Let me know. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.